Hey, welcome to an overview of the performance management module at Asanify. The core building block of the module is question, which is a question that a reviewer has to ask a reviewee, and we provide a ready-made question bank with different kinds of questions with response types also. You can have a rating scale, you can have a multi-select, you can have a boolean yes or no, long answer, etc. You can of course add, delete these questions, and then you group this question into something called templates. A template is basically the review form. That in a form, it's a collection of a set of ordered questions which a reviewer is supposed to ask a reviewee. As an example, we'll just take you through a template creation process. Just enter the name and description and add and select any of the relevant questions that are there from the template. You can of course create your own question, modify them, and so on. You can mark them as optional or required and so on. Delete, duplicate, all the typical functionalities that you will need. Once you create a template, then that itself provides a building block towards the performance review cycle. Now you can have one or more review cycles. So you can have a monthly check-in cycle, you can have an annual performance cycle, and so on. And each has their own, each of these cycles have their own rules. So for example, if you are creating a new review cycle for your company, first you have to enter the name, description, but the important thing is that cycle can also be either repeating or a one-time review. The next step is selecting the reviewees. For each cycle, you first define who are the people. You can select a specific department or a specific designation also, or any other criteria that you might have. But for per reviewee, you'll have to then define the rules that who are the ones that are going to review the reviewees. So for example, is it a direct report always, manager reviewing the direct reports, or is it a 360-degree performance review wherein all their peers and juniors also rate them back, and so on. So all these rules are completely flexible, but where Asanify is extremely flexible is that for each of the review questions or the review types, you can have different templates. So you can have one template for self-review, one for manager reviewing their direct reports, one for direct report reviewing their manager, and so on, as the case may be, right? And you can also have a quick overview of what that rule actually means as to who is actually going to review whom basis the rules, right? Once that is done, there are some settings that you can push. For example, when should a manager review the direct reports? Is it while the direct reports are directly rating, or after the everything else is complete? Similarly, when can they view the reports? Do they there might be a chance that the managers may get biased before all the reviews are in, or should they wait for all the reviews in before they can see any one review, right? Then you can also define what the reviewees can see, like who all. So is it an anonymized view? Is it per review the exact feedback is shown or not shown? Finally, the timelines as to when will the self-review happen, when will managers review the reports, what is the overall duration of the review cycle, including your normalization and other steps, and so on. And all these steps are completely customizable. Then you can see a quick overview or a summary of what the cycle looks like, and then you submit it. So once submit the review cycle, then each reviewee and reviewer will have a view like this, that you will be able to see that these are the reviews in which you are part of. And as a result, say for example, if as a reviewer I see that these are the reviews I have to make, then I can just start the reviews cycle here and keep answering. It's like a quick survey kind of a UX that we have built, and you can just depending on your question type, etc., you can rate your review. And once the final feedback is submitted, then you can check whoever has received the review, and depending on your viewing rights, you can actually check the output also, right? So everything is in the system, everything is completely configurable, and that concludes a quick overview of the performance review cycle at Asanify. Thanks.